I watch a film every other day, and today I watched the short film on the Coco Life YouTube channel, My Body Got Tempo. This film was recommended to me by somebody in the comments. And I just, I don't know how to talk about this film. I don't I don't know how to talk about this film, and I mean that because I'm a church worker. You know, church members, they also see these videos. This film deals with adult topics, relevant topics. It's a topic about life, and it's a topic about sex, and which is a part of life. But talking about it, watching it is one thing. You can get the themes. Talking about this because when we talk about films on the VDK Film Club, we actually talk about it, we analyze it, we bring it to real life, we talk, we discuss, we just about it. And in gisting about this one now, I'm like, what can talk about this guy film? Well, this is the non-spoiler section. The gist of it this is that basically there's a couple, they are newly married, and she saved herself from marriage. But now that the marriage don't happen after, and it's time for the do, it be like say she's kind of finding it hard to relax and to get into the flow of things, and to like basically she's having a hard time like have doing the do with her husband after waiting this long. And so the movie is about 36 minutes, short and sweet, and it deals with it, and it gives tips. It gives like it's a if you find yourself in a situation like this, I think this is a helpful film. I think it's also just a helpful film for in general around this topic. We are all grown folk. We are all adults. If you're watching this, I would like to believe you're an adult person. And if you're not, maybe you go scroll to the next one. But on this one, I guess what I would say to my church members that are watching this is that this is part of the life experience. So we have to talk about this film. And so I would say check it out if you want to, check it out. And now I'm going to start talking about this with spoilers, and I'm going to talk very, very frankly. So if you're ready for that, then let's start talking. Spoilers ahead. Let us go. I want to talk about this film. Okay, let's talk about Omasilu Uzoamaka's character. When her friends are really helpful, because when it first starts happening and she's kind of like, she's uncomfortable doing the thing. I'm like, what is going on? Like, is it like, like when? Because basically, I was like, throughout watching it, I was like, is it that she's in pain? Maybe the guy should like calm down, talk her through it, like just But it now seems like the character of Zion played by Andrew Bunting, which by the way, Andrew. Every time they say Andrew now, this type of film where shirt must come out because last time I saw him was Love Lockdown, very erotica type of film. Now I don't see him again for him. Andrew, now your type of role be this. But his character seems like he's really talking to her, like helping her through it. So he seems very patient with her as well. You see that really the issue here is that like Omasilu Uzoamaka's character has her own thoughts about being a Christian woman in relation to sex. And she talks about it that the film is called My Body God's Temple. And one of the things she says to her husband is that I think calling my body God's temple for so long. Now you trying to come and touch it and be intimate in this way, I feel like I'm sinning. I feel like I'm doing a bad thing. And so she really had to get out of that mindset. And to Andrew's character Zion, he really like he helped her along. Like he was very good. Also, shout out to her friends. When her friends sent her the toys, I was like, yeah, that's very helpful. That's one way of doing it. Maybe you can try solo first. If you're feeling all this pressure with your partner, maybe start solo and see how you feel about that. See if it opens you up like it does to Omasilu in this. And maybe we can go from there. It's not a sin, to do this with your husband. Like if there's anybody to do it with, and you're a Bible believing Christian, you're in this situation like how Omasilu is in this, it's not a sin. Like as the film establishes, like God loves marriages, God blesses marriages. In the context of marriage, my dear, feel free to do what you want to do with your spouse. Like God is not going to strike you for getting freaky with your spouse. He truly won't. And I think that's what the film is really reinforcing. I also liked that they showed Zion's character, and like sometimes the other side of this when you're the partner in this situation, because when he talked to her about why he stopped trying, and he said, I felt like a creep every time I was now here telling you open up, like I'm hovering over your body and you're like tensed up. Nobody would feel good about that. So even in that situation, again, or in the context, if again you're a person that's struggling with something like this, like Omasilu is in this, you can think of it with empathy for your partner, and you can say, oh, maybe my partner too, I don't want them to be feeling like a creep. If there is one thing that can also help you so that you don't feel as bad, again, marriage is blessed by God. I think that's just what This film really, I think, is for people in her situation, maybe very Bible believing Christians that have really held out for so long, and maybe are really struggling with the sexual components of their marriage or of that. I think really the theme of this is very clear that, like, don't worry, feel free to forge ahead with it. God is not going to strike you down for doing that with your spouse. And, sex is a journey, as they said. It's something that you discover through time and trial and just talking with your partner. Two of you can both figure it out. I think that is all I'm going to say about this topic. It is a wonderful film, a good film, very shot really nicely. Zikoko, their cameras were and work. I need someone on that team to come and help me to do studio setup because you guys, this looks good. The sound was good. Everything about this was good. It was short, sweet, and I think the message was passed clearly. And I think with that now, I am just going to end this video. I think I'm just going to end right here. It was nice. If you've watched this movie, I'm very curious to know what you think about it in the comments. And also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I talk about films. Until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.